and he literally starts to be attacked by giant gargoyles, chat, until he fucking he fucking gets himself up, and boom, he's immediately hit by a goddamn subway car.
Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
There's an army of bodies under this river. Criminals reaching up to welcome me as one of their own. It was an easy mistake to make.
But now I must open up with Max Payne, chat. And we are in the New Jersey Police Department, chat. In all of New Jersey, there's just one police department, chat. That's why no one wants to go to New Jersey. And we get this one schmuck, chat. He fucked up something, and he's being put down into the cold cases in the fucking basement next to the boiler. That's where you go. You're exiled. And the police chief is taking him down there. And this poor guy, he doesn't even get a name, chat. We're just going to call him Detective Number 1. That's what we're going to call him, chat, because this is the only scene that he's in. And you're going to be working with this guy. And who's this guy he's going to be working with, chat? It's fucking Marky Mark, who's playing Max Payne. Terrible choice, by the way. Because you think, oh, Max Payne. I mean, goddamn hard-nosed detective. Heavy drinking, pill popping kind of guy, chat. That's what you expect of Max Payne. Just fucking down his luck, but he has that grittiness. He has just that drive, despite all of his various vices. I mean, you could pick any actor out there right now who would be perfect for the goddamn role. Anyone, chat. And they go with Marky Mark, who in this movie, chat, Max Payne doesn't drink. He doesn't drink alcohol at all. He does not pop a pill. He doesn't take drugs until it's necessary with the plot, chat. I mean, he is fucking, he is clean, crisp. He dressed nice, chat. You would think, oh, this guy has all this shit together. This isn't a down and out, down his luck detective. So already it's like, all right, you're fucking up the whole aesthetic right here by just having him beat up some goddamn square. It's not working already. And, the detective number 1 is just like, hi, I'm detective number 1. I'm only going to be in this scene. You want to get a brewski? And Max Payne looks up. He's got reading glasses on because he's looking over a case file. He goes, no, sir, I don't drink. And he goes back to reading. He goes, what the fuck? And then he goes, talks to the chief. And he's like, hey, what's that guy's problem? He's like, hey. Now, there's one thing. We got one rule in this department right here. And then you notice there's a lot of terrible ADR in this movie, chat, because then we just cut. We're up close. These two actors just talking at each other, chat. It's like as close as I am to you. And then we cut a mile away, like down a hallway, and we hear them mumbling to each other. It's like, what the fuck is going on? This is weird. Terrible editing and film choices, chat. The cinematography of this movie is all over the place. I can't even describe it, chat. Just chaotic. Anarchy. Anarchy of cinematography, chat. And he just says, no, we have one rule in this department. Don't ask stupid questions and don't mess with Max Payne. Sir, that's 2 rules. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Don't ask questions. And so after that, chat, Max Payne, he's sad because we don't know yet. We actually don't know. We don't know why he's sad because they don't tell us that his wife and child were murdered, chat, as they do in the opening of the game. We're just like, he just seems to have a chip on his shoulder for whatever reason. And he's going through all these various case files, Shane. He goes through one particular case file, and it's for his wife, Michaela Payne. I don't remember his wife. And he puts it away, chip, puts it back in the cold cases. So, I guess they didn't solve a case in regards to his wife, chat. Well, what happened? We're gonna learn soon. So he fucking goes, chat. He goes and he leaves the department. Meanwhile, we cut to a subway station where we see 3 very sweaty, Smeagol-looking junkies, chat. They're not looking healthy. They're fucking jeering over the place. Despite it being Newark, chat, and negative 40 degrees outside, they're very hot and sweaty. But all, chat, their attention is taken off the drugs they've been injecting into their bodies, chat, by the appearance of Max Payne. And he's just walking down the subway where they're the only 4 characters in this scene. at all. And I guess it's kind of like a reference to the opening level of the original Max Payne when you go through that subway chat and you start blasting everybody. But it's lame. And so he just goes down, and these guys are like, we're going to fuck that guy up. And so they follow Max Payne to a bathroom where he takes off his watch chat and he's washing his hands. And the leader of the trio chat of Sweaty Schmeagles, he's like, hey, man, that looks like a watch I had. And he's like, it probably was your watch. Just picked it up at the pawn shop. And he goes, give me back my watch. And Max Payne's like, come and get it. And the guy's like, oh, we got a fucking badass over here. Okay. And he tells his one Sweaty Schmeagle, his little blonde Sweaty Schmeagle, to go get me the watch. And this guy's like, jeez, oh, God. He's terrified. He's like, I don't want to fuck with him because he knows who this is, chat. He knows it's Marky Mark. And so he goes up there. And he tries to go for the watch chat, but oh no, his drug-infused hands, chat, they're all numb and weird, and they're decaying, they're rotting off of the bone. He's like screaming shit, but he knocks off the watch off the sink, chat, and it's in slow motion, chat, to get the first slow motion scene in the movie as it falls to the ground. It does not break. I thought it would break. I thought it would break, but it does not. And it hits the floor, chat, and the guy who has a gun pressed to Marky Mark's head, he's like, what the fuck was that? And Marky Mark he just grabs the gun out of his hand and just starts smashing him in the face. And you would think, oh my God, that's so cool. He literally grabs the gun, starts smashing his face in, and we're going to see all this blood and viscera, and he's going to make him eat his own teeth. No, we don't see any of that, chat. All we see is him thwack him once, but it just cuts away to any of the bloodshed. There actually is an unrated version of Max Payne, but I was not going to pay $15, $14.99 American money to watch it, chat. So I had to watch the PG-13 version. So I imagine maybe there was blood and violence and gore and teeth being eaten, but I don't know, chat. I just don't know. And so this guy falls in the goddamn ground, chat. He's not looking too good. He not looking too good. The other guy just fucking takes off. There's three of them, chat. One of them who doesn't really get a lot of screen time. He fucking takes off, and he makes the wise decision, chat. We have a nomination for the Darwin Awards to just run straight down the subway track, chat, like exactly down the middle, and he runs off. Meanwhile, Max Payne decides just to shoot at the guy in the stalls who's hiding until he finds him, chat. It's like, oh, he has a reason, though, because he wants to scare him, chat, because this was one of his old contacts. He was a snitch back in the day. And he's like, and the thing is, Max Payne's looking for some of his old friends in connection to a cold case he's working on. Does it happen to be his wife? We don't know yet, because the movie hasn't told us yet. And he's like, tell me everything you know. And he punch. He punches him a whole bunch. And he says, you got to go to this apartment. You got to meet Vinny. Vinny, another old Max Payne contact. I'm going to go see Vinny and see what's going on, chat. Meanwhile, we cut back to the guy that's running down the subway track, chat. And we get to the weirdest part of the movie that people are like, what the fuck is going on, chat? So all of a sudden, this guy is running down the subway track, chat. And we see in the shadows behind him, these gargoyle creatures are crawling and flying around. And I'm like, what? What? There's fucking gargoyles. I didn't know this was a gargoyles movie. It's a crossover, chat. Gargoyles and Max Payne. And this guy is just, oh God. And he literally starts to be attacked by giant gargoyles, chat, until he fucking gets himself up, and boom, he's immediately hit by a goddamn subway car. No, he didn't see that coming. He didn't see that coming, chat. I didn't see the gargoyles coming either, but I'm like, okay, what? They had money in the budget for CG. They had money in the budget for gargoyles, but not good cinematography or editing or choreography, chat. That was not in the budget. CGR gargoyles is what we're paying for with our $35 million budget. And I suppose Marky Mark and this other actor coming up. So Marky Mark, he goes to Vinny's apartment, chat, and Vinny doesn't want Marky Mark inside because like he has a private enterprise, got a private like party going on in there, and I'm done with you. I'm done with all that. Okay, I clean. I'm clean. I'm going clean. He's like, no, you're not. And he goes inside, chat, and it is a smorgasbord of criminals in here. Everyone's doing goddamn drugs. Everyone's drinking. You know, Max Payne, he doesn't care because he's looking for for evidence, someone who knows about the disappearance of his wife, chat. And while this is all going on, as he's schmoozing with all these criminals, chat, trying to gain some any sense of information, the goddamn Bond girl from Quantum of Solace, chat. Remember Quantum of Solace, chat, the worst of the Daniel Craig Bond films? She walks up, Olenga, what's her name, chat? Olga Kulenko, I think her name is Olga. I think it's Olga Kulenko, chat. So she walks up, and she is very pretty. She's very pretty, chat, and she's already immediately hitting on Max Payne. She wants some of the Marky Mark D, chat. And who doesn't? Who doesn't, chat? And so he notices something weird, though. He notices that she has this weird, like, feather tattoo, like a wing on her arm. He's like, that's a very interesting tattoo you have there. And he sounds just like that, chat. He has this very thick Boston, high-pitched accent. You do not sound intimidating, Marky Mark, when you talk that way. And she goes, oh, yes, this is a tattoo that I earned. He's like, oh, you earned it? Really? Can you tell me more about that? But before he could do that, chat, he notices across the way, someone's looking at him, chat. And it is Mila Kunis, chat. Mila Kunis. Mona, chat. What's her last name? What's Mona? Mona Sachs, chat. And she is a Russian gangster. And she doesn't want anyone talking to her sister, especially when she's under the influence of the droogs. And so she walks over there, chat. She fucking kicks goddamn Vinny in the balls. And she makes her presence known. She tells Olga, like, listen, you're making a fool of yourself. Let's go. She's like, no, don't fucking touch me. I can do what I want, okay? You don't own me, Mila. And she's like, oh, and she's looking at Marky Mark is like, don't hurt my sister, okay? I will find you, and I will start cutting things off, and I'm gonna start with your fucking peen. And then she leaves. It's like, Jesus, that was intimidating. Jupiter Ascending's Mila Kunis, exactly, plays Mona Sachs in the movie, chat. So she walks off, and eventually, Max Payne, he's just exploring the party, chat, and he goes to a room. He goes to a room, chat, where he finds goddamn Olga, and she's drinking this substance, chat. She's just downing this little blue vial. It's like, what the hell's that in there? He doesn't understand it, chat. Then she walks away. And then this very large bald man walks up to him, chat, and he has like feather tattoos on the sides of his head. And he's like, hey, bro, what's your problem? And this guy doesn't say anything. He's like, hey, man, stop breathing on me, bro. That's all he does, Shay, until fucking Olga comes on over and she goes, oh, that's just Loopy. His name's Lupus? Lupum? I don't know. We're going to call him Loopy for short, chat. That's just Loopy. Hi, Loopy. It's like, okay, see you later. And so Loopy, he just watches them leave, chat. We follow good old Olga and Max Payne home, chat. Because Olga, chat, she wants the Marky Mark D. So they go back to their apartment, and Marky Mark, they start smooching and stuff. But then she starts taking all her clothes off, chat. But again, this is PG-13. This is a PG-13 movie, chat. So even though she takes off her top and everything, and she's like, oh, we're gonna follow her to the bedroom. We're following the bedroom, chat. And Marky Mark goes, he's like, whoa, bro, whoa, this is not good. We just see her completely in the bedsheet like this. All the way up to her neck like this, like, I'm ready, Mark. It's like, no, I'm ready. And he starts asking all those questions about, Mona Sachs and that drug you took and everything. And eventually, you don't want to have sex with me. He's like, I don't. I'm in mourning. I'm in mourning for my wife. And she said, well, she's dead, okay? You can't have sex with her. And she goes, and he's like, he's insulted. Now get your stuff and get the hell out of here, okay? And she picks up all her stuff, chat, and she walks out. Meanwhile, we cut to the rooftops of New Jersey, chat, where Loopy is apparently a big fan of parkour, chat. He's a parkour enthusiast, and he's hopping on all these goddamn rooftops, chat, and he has a very large machete in hand. It's like, oh my God, is he here to defend the honor of Mila Kunis, chat? Or not Mila Kunis, goddamn Olga, to make sure that Marky Mark doesn't do anything. Fuck, as we know, chat, Mila Kunis did threaten him. He's like, I'll start cutting things off if you mess with my sister. But we don't know. And he's just watching Olga walking around, chat. But meanwhile, we cut to Olga, chat, and she's all upset. She calls her boy, Owen, you got more of the droogs for me? She goes, great, I'll meet you there, chat. And so she goes down, she's walking through this alleyway. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Hello, Sandy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday evening. Currently reviewing Max Payne right now. It's fun. I'm enjoying myself. Sandy, it's a boy, Mr. Herm. Yes, explosions. Fire, chaos, anarchy. Yes. Gender reveal parties, chat. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Not as cool as Jamaicans in Punisher War. Not as cool as Jamaicans in Punisher Warzone. Agreed. Did you think he's going to fuck her through the bed sheet? Yeah, man, that's how it works. That's how it works, apparently, in Russia. In Russia, you fuck through bed sheet. So, She's walking down this alleyway, chat, and then the gargoyles show up. The gargoyles pop out, chat, and they start chasing good old Olga, chat, until, she's wearing high heels. She's like, and she fucking falls down, and the gargoyles rip her apart. Meanwhile, we cut to the morning, and Max Payne, he's gonna go get some coffee, but then who fucking shows up out of the goddamn blue, chat? It's Donald Logue. Again, chat, we just talked about Donald Logue yesterday in Shark Night 3D. He played the evil sheriff in this movie, then a surprise Donald Logue appearance yet again. It's like, oh my God. And apparently he was the ex-partner of Max Payne before he requested to go down and work in the cold cases in the records room next to the boiler, chat. And he's like, hey, Max. He's like, hey, what's up, Donald Logue? Come with me, all right? And he's like, okay. And they get into the car. It's pouring rain. And they get there, and they come to a crime scene. And there's all these sheets, all these body parts have been strewn across this alleyway, chat, very close to Max Payne's apartment. And Max Payne's like, oh my God, this is so bad. What happened here? Who are all these people? And the guy goes, nah, it's just one person. And here, take a look. And we see, chat, the severed arm of Olga, chat. See, I told you she had much screen time. And her arm's been chopped off. And he sees the tattoo. Also, I have this too. And he reveals, chat, that the ID, the wallet of Max Payne was clenched in the severed hand of Olga. And it's like, I removed this from the crime scene because I care about you. I care about you. Bad police, the corrupt police, chat. It's terrible. And so, let's go ahead and talk. Let's get some brewskis. And Max Payne says, I don't drink, okay? He's like, fine. Well, let's have this conversation here then. And he's like, Max Payne's like, I want nothing to do with you. You fucking abandoned the case into my wife's death. We also get a flashback at one point to Max Payne's wife, Chad. He was coming home from work. He had a great day being a policeman, Chad, being a police officer. He comes home. It's all bright and shiny. The color palette is orange and yellows. And it's wonderful. But he notices, Chad, there's a broken window. That's not good. And he's just about to go to his master bedroom where his wife and daughter, his newborn daughter, are, Chad. But he's attacked. He's attacked by a druggie, Chad, who has a feather tattoo. That's nuts. That's crazy. And we don't know that yet. And this guy tries to stab Max Payne, but he shoots him in the tum-tum. And then Max Payne, he runs to the bedroom, and his wife is dead. The baby, we don't know what the baby is. Is the baby okay? And Max Payne shoots at someone who just left at the window, Chad. I think he winged him. And he sees that his wife is dead. And he goes over the crib, Chad. And oh my God, it's a dead baby. Sadly, it's a dead baby, Chad. It's not good. But then we cut back from the flashback, chat, and eventually we go ahead and we have the conversation between Max Payne and Donald Logue. And Max Payne says, you abandoned the case into my wife. And he's like, listen, there's nothing else we could do, man. We didn't have any evidence, okay? It's not like I just stopped work on this case. I still follow up from time to time. Oh, from time to time, so you don't care. And he's like, and they part on bad terms, chat. They part on bad terms. But then, chat, we cut to the office of Mila Kunis, chat. She hears about her chopped up dead sister Olga, and she's not happy about that. She's like, find me the motherfucker that probably had something to do with this, chat. And one of the cops on the take that works for Mila Kunis comes on by and is like, hey, this is all I could find. Apparently last night she was with this guy. Do you recognize him? And it's fucking Max Payne. She's like, find me Max Payne. I got some questions for him. And eventually, chat, we cut back to the office of Donald Logue, chat. And he's going over the case file, the cold case file of Michelle Payne again. And he makes a realization. He's like, oh my God, I have made a huge connection that was quite obvious in hindsight. But oh my God, I gotta contact Max Payne like right here, right now. But this one, Max Payne has gone back to his home where his dead wife and dead baby were, Chad. And that's when he had the flashback. The flashback is here. That's what I remember, Chad. And he's being sad and shit. But then he gets the call from Donald Logue. He has a missed message. And it's like, hey, man, I found some evidence in regards to this cold case. I'm going to be at your apartment, okay? Call me back. And Max Payne's like, oh, no, I didn't call back. It's been like an hour. And so he rushes home, Chad. But the door's been fucking caved in. Someone has already been here, chat. And he's going around the apartment. It's been torn apart. Looks like someone was fighting. It was terrible. And eventually, Chad, he goes down this hallway, and he sees this body. He's like, oh, no. And he's like, hey, who are you? Hey, why don't you get up there, okay? You sit on my lovely tiled floor. And he gets closer, chat. He looks into the mirror because he's got like an armoire chat with a mirror on it, and it's the severed head of Donald Logue, chat. It's like, oh my God, they cut his head off. He's like, no, this guy just met for 5 minutes is dead. And then, chat, he's bonked on the head. He's immediately bonked on the head, and that's a trigger for Marky Mark, chat. And he gets his gun. He starts shooting. He starts shooting at someone, chat. And then we cut to black, and Marky Mark then wakes up in a hospital. And he's like, oh, that was scary. And then who's sitting next to his bedside, chat? One of the Bridge brothers. Not Jeff Bridges, chat. Bo Bridges. Bo Bridges is there, chat. And he's there to calm down Marky Mark. It's okay, son. I'm here right now. Because apparently, chat, Bo Bridges, he was a close friend of Max Payne's dad. He was basically an uncle to Max Payne growing up. And he originally was on the force, chat, before he retired, and now he's working for the company Aesir, which is the same company that Max Payne's wife worked for, chat. They are a pharmaceutical company, and they only produce wonder drugs and cures and fucking helping the poor kids and stuff. You know, they don't do any illegal activity at all. At all. And he's like, hey, how you doing? He's like, I got bonked in the head. You sure did. By the way, Donald Logue is like really dead. They found parts of him in your apartment. They're still looking for the rest. But the wake's today. So apparently they managed to find enough body parts where they could have a wake in a funeral, chat. And so like Marky Mark's like, I feel kind of bad. And he's like, Bo Bridges is like, you kind of should, but it was out of your hands, man. You just didn't pick up the call fast enough. You want to go to the wake? And Marky Mark's like, sure, let's go to the fucking wake. And so they drive to the goddamn wake, chat. Bo Bridges and Marky Mark talk at each other, chat. Like, hey, remember that time I took you fishing? Like, all that bullshit and everything. Eventually, they get to the wake, chat. They get to the residence of Donald Logue, even though it's not Donald Logue's residence anymore, chat, since he's dead. So it's, I guess, this is his wife's residence now, and that they shared. He goes in there, and all the police are like, oh, this fucking guy, the Max Payne. Pff, they're not impressed, chat. And he goes over to the wife of Donald Logue, chat. She's looking at the body parts in the casket. Not a lot in the box yet. Not a lot in the box. And he goes, hey, sorry about your husband. She turns around, chat. Man, this actress is bad. And she has this big, eloquent speech, but it just fucking flounders, chat. It just falls like a goddamn dud. And she's like, you think he didn't care? He always cared, Max. He's always cared. He was at the office late. Way past his shift, going over those files, and you never even knew. You never respected him. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And she slaps him, chat. She slaps him. She's like, ow, it hurts. He's like, get out of my house. You're not welcome here. And Bo's like, yeesh. Let's go, Max. Let's get out of here. And so eventually, chat, they get going. They get moving and grooving. But then who stops in front of the house, chat? Who parks immediately at their feet? Chris Ludacris, chat. That's his first name. Goddamn Ludacris gets out. And he's like, Marky Mark, I got to talk to you. And Marky Mark's like, now. And so they go back to the police station, chat, because Ludacris, he is a representative of internal affairs, chat. These are guys, they investigate cops who do bad things. And Marky Mark's been doing a whole lot of shenanigans right now. And it's like, he finds out that the fucking Donald Logue, he found the wallet, your ID, in the severed hand of Olga. Can't tell me about that. Marky Marks is playing fucking coy. He's like, I don't know anything about that. It's like, what'd you do with her? It's like, oh, we did a lot of things last night. It's like, okay, stop being fucking cute. Listen, if you're being cute right now, you gotta tell me what's actually going on. I don't have to tell you nothing, Ludacris. You're not a cop. He's like, I am a cop. I'm a cop who investigates other cops. And he leaves, chat. And Ludacris talks to Bo Bridges, and Bo Bridges is like, sorry, he's going through a lot. He's got a dead wife. He's got a dead baby girl. He just lost he has a dead best friend now, so it's not going great. Ludacris is like, understandable, but I have to do my job. And I'm right there with you, Ludacris. I'm right there with you, okay? Let's get going. And so, eventually, also, was there, no, I think, chat, there's another scene before this, before they even go to the wake, where they stop at the offices of Aesir, and him and Bo Bridges, they get a good old drink. We're also introduced to the character, chat, of, oh God, what's her name? As Nicole Horn, who is the CEO. She's the CEO of Aesir, chat. And she goes up to Max Payne. She wants to tell him, like, hey, Max, again, your wife, she was a godsend. She did such great work for us. And, like, I feel she was family. Here at Aesir, she was family, Max. And he's like, oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. And then she leaves. She's barely in this chat. Now, as we all know, Nicole Horn, she's the villain of the first game, and she's barely in the movie. She has about 5 minutes of screen time, Chad. She's barely in the goddamn movie. It's like, why isn't she the... Oh, it doesn't matter. Apparently women can't be villainous. That's sexist, okay? Men and women can be equally evil, Chad, as we all know. And so him and fucking Bo Bridges have a drink. And then we get all the rest of the scenes, go to the wake, and then Ludacris and stuff. And so Bo Bridges is like, don't worry about Ludacris, Marky Mark. You know, we'll, you know, all you just need is a good a drink and some sleep. He's like, I don't drink. And they get into an elevator chat, and Marky Mark just fucking bounces. He gets out. He's like, Bo Bridges, hey, where you going? And he's just walking down the hallway again, chat. And he's passing by all the offices or all these policemen. They're like, hey, get your ass out of here, Marky Mark. We don't want you here, chat. But he's beelining towards the office of one Donald Logue. And because he realized, like, oh, wait a minute. He found something, and I don't know what that something is, so now I must get it. So he goes into his office, chat, and cops are trying to, like, get out of there, stop going to his office and shit. They're trying to break down the door, chat, but he grabs the case file, and he leaves. He pulls a fucking Batman, chat, jumps out a window in broad daylight, and no one sees Marky Mark, chat. And he opens the file, chat, and he realizes, oh my God, the person who I shot in the tummy, who was part of my wife's murder, also has the same goddamn angel wing tattoo. It's all fucking connected. This is crazy. When he makes these realizations, shit, he can't believe it, and so he's like, I gotta continue to investigate this evil organization. Eventually, Chad, we cut to good old Loopy from before. Remember Loopy, Chad, who may have cut up Mila Kunis' sister? We cut to him, Chad, and he's having a rave, I suppose. He's surrounded by a lot of naked, buff, sweaty guys, and they have this very skinny, emaciated, sweaty guy in the chair, chat, and he's just kind of like licking him and things and like rubbing his body down. I'm like, what the fuck is this now? And he has a machete too, and he starts pouring all this blue drug inside of him, chat. The blue drug, and fucking he's like, and the guy breaks out of his bond chase. He's got like super strength, but he wants to drink more of the drug, and then Loopy kills him, and he's just dead. She's like, what the fuck's going on? Doesn't make any sense. But eventually, Chad, we cut back to Max Payne, and he's like, where do I go now? I have no semblance of a plot at this point. But then, oh no, he is attacked, Chad, by Mila Kunis because she wants revenge for the death of Olga, and she blames Marky Mark for that. And Marky Mark says, I didn't kill your sister. And Mila Kunis goes, okay. It's like conflict resolved. Conflict has been resolved, Chad. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh. Christian, I know you're doing your own thing, but I have to tell you, Corey almost OD eat it from baking soda, vomited, and he had diarrhea. What? What? What's going on? All right, let's put a fucking timeout. Hold on. What? So fucking Marky Mark and Mila Kunis have teamed up now. And fucking Marky Mark's like, hey, I want to help your sister, but you need to help me with my investigation. Do you have any leads? She's like, yes, I believe that my sister was going to be contacting a guy named Owen. He supplies her with this drug called Valkyr. Are you familiar with it? He's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Yes, it's Valkyr. It's a new street drug. It's the latest goddamn craze. Let's go talk to Owen then. And so fucking Max Payne and Mila Kunis, chat, they get in an automobile and they head to Owen's last known location, chat. And they head up this fucking apartment building, which looks just complete shit. It's like, who would live here, chat? And all they hear is, get him off me. And all they hear is screaming, chat. They rush up there and they see Owen. And they're like, hey, are you? Oh, he's like, they're all around me. He's just fucking screaming his head off, Chad. It's like, what's wrong? What's he seeing? And we see from Owen's perspective, Chad, he sees nothing but goddamn gargoyles. Oh my God, the connection is made, Chad. Valkyr makes you see some weird fucking shit. It makes you see gargoyles, Chat. And he's fucking freaking out and everything. He's right near an open window. And Marky Mark's like, hey, bro, don't step back. Don't step backwards. But the guy keeps stepping backwards, Chat. He keeps stepping backwards until Marky Mark's like, he's gonna jump. And he runs towards him, Chat. He's running in slow motion, which in hindsight is not smart to run slow motion, Chat, because you don't run very fast. And he almost grabs him, chat, but then we cut outside the apartment, chat, where a fucking gargoyle is literally pulling Owen out of the goddamn window and just throws him onto the ground, chat, where he hits a fucking parked car, and Owen is dead. The lead is officially killed, chat. It's just not good. And they're like, what the hell are we going to do? And fucking Mila Kunis is like, I have another contact. We're going to go talk to, I suppose, I think these are the Jamaicans. This is a Jamaican gang in Max Payne. And that's where we're going to go talk to the Jamaicans. And so they fucking pull up to the Jamaican headquarters, chat. And Mila Kunis says, you're not going to be wanted here. I'm going to go speak to them. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Sound good? He goes, hell yeah, Mila Kunis. Great to be working with you. Great to be working with you, Marky Mark. And so Mila Kunis, she goes inside of the Jamaican headquarters, chat, and she's like, hey, Jamaican leader number one, I need to ask you for a favor. He's like, of course, Mila Kunis, anything. Sorry about your dead sister who got chopped up like a lump. I hear they're still trying to find the body parts. Yeah, they're still trying to find them. Listen. You know anything about this Valkyrie? He goes, fucking Valkyrie. Makes you see gargoyles and shit. It's really fucked up. She goes, great. Who's supplying it? Crazy guy named Loopy. The guy's name is Loopy. He owns an establishment called Ragnarok. They also go to a tattoo parlor where a tattoo artist is like, they ask him, it's like, hey, like, what do these wings mean? What's that wing tattoo? He goes, that's the symbol of the Valkyries, which is fucking just all the history of Scandinavia, chat. Apparently this guy knows everything about Vikings and Scandinavia, all 1,000 years of it. And he just word vomit exposition. And he's like, you get that tattoo, so you'll be protected. And it's like, it's not doing much protection. That seems to be a fucking death symbol. He's like, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I know. Okay, I'm telling you what the script goddamn says. And then they go see the Jamaicans. And he says, yeah, Valkyrie, new drug on the market. Loopy's trying to sell him. And she's like, hey, what can you tell me about Max Payne? Max Payne, Marky Mark? Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. Let me tell you. Fucking wife and kid got killed, and he's a loose cannon. Watch out for him, Mila Kunis. You never know what he's going to do. And we cut to that. We cut to Marky Mark chat. And eventually, Marky Mark's like, well, I'm running out of leads at this point, so I'm just going to randomly go to my storage locker that I've rented out with all of my wife's stuff because I just can't bear to part with any of it. And so he goes into the giant storage locker chat. We see things from like a baby's room and master bedroom, and then he eventually sees a box that says Acier, where Michelle worked. And he realized, wait, Acier? That guy was talking all about Viking Scandinavian stuff. He mentioned the word Acier, chat. It's like there's a connection. If you are running an evil corporation named Acier, chat, using Viking terminology, how about you don't start a fucking street gang that sells a drug that also uses Viking Scandinavian terminology? That's a bit of a convenient thing, right? He's like, oh my God, there's the connection. And so, Chad, he fucking opens the goddamn box. He opens the box of the ACR files that his wife was working on at the time. But, Chad, they're all gone. All the fucking manila envelopes, Chad, all the files, they're empty. Someone has been here before, and it was not Marky Mark. He knows, Chad. He knows. He's like, oh, this is bigger than I could have possibly ever fucking imagined. And so eventually, he's like, okay, I gotta go to fucking Acier and find out what's going on. I gotta talk to goddamn, fucking, what's her name? I always forget her name, Chad. Not Monica. Not goddamn Monica. Nicole. Yeah, I talked to Nicole Horn. But then, Chad, we cut to Nicole Horn, and she's having a conversation with her assistant, Jason, Chad. Jason! And Jason's like, Nicole, we got a problem. Loopy's losing his goddamn mind selling all the droogs. And she's like, fucking take care of it. Just fucking kill him. It's like, yes, ma'am. And then, chat, we cut to the morning where Jason is going into his office, and Jason's secretary says, hey, detective's here to see you. He goes, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Did you let him in? Yep, let him in. Had to. Have authority. The popo. And he goes in there, chat. Who's there waiting for him, chat? Fucking Max Payne. He's like, hi, Jason. I have a few questions for you. He's like, happy to help, Max. I mean, you knew your wife, your dead wife and everything. He's like, yeah, about that. Hey, could you tell me what she was working on? He's like, oh, I can't tell you, man. It's been so long. I plumb forgot. He's like, you plumb forgot, huh? Do you have any of those files on record? He's, record? Nah, I mean, we delete those. Wow, you delete those? Really? They're only 3 years old. He's like, hey, man, I mean, 3-year-old files. we do a lot of stuff here at ACR. He's like, really? 3-year-old files? How about you know what? How about you do a thing for me? How about you do a thing? How you stay right here. And then fucking Max Payne. This is actually not a bad scene. He goes to the fucking door and he locks it. And he goes, hey, I'm gonna be right back. He fucking locks the door and comes back. She's like, how about you make a phone call? How about you call your secretary? How about you let her know how she's doing? To ask her how her mother's doing. And he goes, okay. And he takes the phone, and then Max Payne rips the fucking phone out and starts smashing it on Jason's face. But, chap, That would have been fucking cool because there would have been fucking teeth and blood and bone and cartilage and eyeballs popping out everywhere. This is PG-13. And so he just gets a little bloody nose. Just gets a little boop, a little boob chat, a little redness, maybe a slight bruise forming, a little yellow, maybe a little purple there, but that's it, chat. After a fucking hard plastic, like one of those office phones, chat, on his fucking face. Totally fine. And then Jason's like, oh shit, okay, fine. ACR is an evil company. We also had a military contract, okay? We come up with the drug called Valkyr, and it improved everything. Your inhibitions were lessened. It increased your strength, your durability. You were a goddamn god. The only thing about Valkyr, it makes you see gargoyles. It's just like, that was a flaw in the design. And so we buried the project. And we tested on all these soldiers, and they all died, and we had to kill them all and shit. It was messed up. And yeah, I think your wife may have known about him. And I don't know. And, you know, it's like, I don't know anything about your wife, though. And he's like, Monkey Bar punches him a little bit. And then all of a sudden, chat, Bo Bridges, he calls from the same building, and he calls Ludacris. He says, hey, Ludacris, listen, Marky Mark's losing over here. I think you got to send the boys in blue on over to alleviate the situation. And Ludacris goes, oh shit, yeah, okay, I'll do that right now. And so the fucking SWAT team starts pouring in. And Jason says that, listen, Max, I told you everything I know, but you got to get me out of here, okay? They're going to try to kill me. It's like, it's a big fucking conspiracy chat. It's a cabal. And then at this point, Max, he grabs all the fucking files from Jason, like videos and everything, chat, and he's like, all right, I'll protect you. And so he takes him out into the hallway, chat, and everyone's like, oh, Jesus, Jason, and they're all scared for Jason, chat. And he's like, nope, everything's fine. Jason and I are just going to go for a walk, okay? Tell his mother for him. And right before they're about to leave, chat, the SWAT team arrives. And Max is like, don't worry, bro, I got you. I'm gonna save your life. And then the SWAT team shoots fucking Jason in the face. And Jason is dead. He did not save him, chat. He fucking kills it over. Max just goes, shit, I'm bad at this. And the SWAT team starts shooting at Max, chat. It's again, it's a conspiracy. Even the SWAT team's involved with ACR, chat. And Max, he's like, oh God. And then we get a terrible action scene of him running in slow motion, and it's not good. I know they tried to emulate the gameplay, but it just doesn't look great, chat. There's nothing interesting here. Eventually, he fucking escapes out a window, chat. He runs free. Into New York City. Eventually, chat, he knows. He goes to the warehouse owned by Mila Kunis because she said, let's meet up in my warehouse. And he's like, I need to show you something. And so Mila Kunis, she stops by, chat, good old Mona, and she sees him watching a video, chat, and it's all the tapes. It's all the marketing materials for the Valkyr drug that they were going to sell to the United States military. And who's the spokesperson, chat? Who's the first volunteer who was taking the drug? Loopy. Loopy was the first volunteer. And he seems to be okay. He seems to be articulate, chat, but there's something a little off about him. Like his eyes are darting around, chat, because he's seeing the gargoyles. And eventually Max turns off the tape, and he's gonna see that fucking ACR was in on it. It was a fucking wonder drug. And now, goddamn, I forgot her name again, chat. Horn. Nicole Horn, she's selling this on the open market. We gotta bring ACR down. Loopy, he killed my wife. He's the one that did it. And he's like, let's go ahead and attack Loopy. And Mila Kunis goes, okay, sure. Because that guy probably chopped up your sister too, and probably also chopped up my friend Donald Logue. So let's go there. And so, chat, we get another terrible slow motion action scene fight, and it's not good. Eventually, I think Mila Kunis, she's busy doing one other thing, and she gets distracted by something. But Max, he confronts Loopy, chat, and they get into a big old brawl, and Loopy's just about to kill him, chat. He's got his fucking sword. He's like, I'm gonna make you see the fucking gargoyles, Max. Yeah! But then, boom, he's shot. He gets a bull in the tum-tum, chat, and he fucking keels on over. He's dead. No more Loopy. And it's like, who was the one? Was it fucking Mona? Was it Mona, chat, that said, was it Mila Kunis? No, chat. It was Bo Bridges. His uncle. Might as well be a family, chat. His uncle, Bo Bridges, comes in there. And he goes, Max, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. So he's like, Bo Bridges, why are you here? But thank you. And he's fucking, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of everything. Come with me. And he's fucking leading him. He's like, Max is like, oh, thank you so much, Bo Bridges, for saving me. It's like, oh, of course, Max, of course. It's the least I could do. okay? Don't fucking do it now. He's like, what are you doing? Ow! And he gets hit in the back of the head, Chad, because he was motioning to the guy, and he's hitting the back of the head, Chad. He's bonked. And then Max comes to, and he's handcuffed. And now Bo Bridges, Chat, reveals, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy in the movie. And he says, listen, when I left the force, I didn't have a lot of money, and I wanted to make money. And I thought, hey, big, security detail at ACR. And then we had a big fucking deal with the Valkyr drug, but that fucking fell through. But we didn't want to lose any money, right? And so I just started selling this on the goddamn streets. People love this shit. People love seeing the gargoyles. They love it. Remember the 90s gargoyles show? They love it. It's the same goddamn thing. But your wife was working on a marketing campaign for us, and she accidentally came across the files, and she presented them to me, not really knowing what they were, like, at all. She actually did. They actually say in the movie, chat, she didn't even know what they were. But Boba just like, well, I just didn't want to have that in the open, so I just decided to kill her. And so I hired some junkies. We came to your house. And yeah, I shot her, Max. I shot the shit out of her, and I shot your daughter. But listen, Max. And then Bo Bridges just becomes really goofy. He takes a big fucking 180, chat, and where it's just like, your wife, Max, she did such a good thing for me, Max. She freed me. Throughout my entire life, I was never able to make my own free decisions. But when I killed her, when I choked the shit out of her and shot her, I don't know why he did. He choked her to death. She asphyxiated. That's what it says in the case file. But then he shot her too, so that was unnecessary, Bo Bridges. But she freed me. And I could make any decision I wanted. I could be the man I was destined to be, Max. Max is like, oh my God, you're terrible. He's like, listen, Max, I'm sorry I had to come to this, okay? And Max is like, fucking finish me off. And Bo Bridges is like, no. As I told you, I'm the bad guy, okay? So I'm monologuing right now, and then I'm going to leave you in an intricate trap in an attempt to have you escape. And so he also has an assistant, chap. He has like a bodyguard. Bodyguard number one. Bodyguard number one is there, and he's very smarmy. He talks back to Bo Bridges a lot. It's like, you don't want a bodyguard talks back to you, chat. I mean, he probably needs it, though, because he needs someone who's fucking talking sense. Because Bo Bridges is fucking loony. He's Looney Tunes at this point. And it's like, bring the goddamn weight, because they're going to put him in the Hudson, chat. They're going to drown him. And it's fucking snowing. It's cold everywhere. It's New Jersey, chat. It's Newark. It's negative 40 degrees below. And you got wind chill, so it's like negative 60 at this point. And so they bring the weight over. But and they also, this is Bo Bridges' plan. He's like, oh, it's so tragic. Max Payne. Suicide via drug overdose, and he puts like some of the drugs in his pocket, some of the Valkyr, even though he didn't fucking have, he's not gonna have it in the system at all. So how's that gonna be the connection? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, autopsy will reveal that he obviously was. Honestly, chat, the fact that you're getting this shows you that Bo Bridges is out of his goddamn mind. So he's gonna make it look like Marky Mark killed himself via drowning because he had a drug overdose, but he doesn't give him the drugs, doesn't inject him with him, just puts him in his pocket, and he's going to tie his fucking feet up, going to give him some goddamn concrete shoes, and put him in the Hudson. That doesn't really look like a suicide. Does that look like a suicide to you? Doesn't look like a suicide, chat. I would say that looks like a murder. So already I'm like, you're bad at this, Bo Bridges. You're not very good at being a villain, are you? And then Marky Mark, he just has that Marky Mark strength. And he starts rapping. And he starts running. He just starts he's got that Tom Cruise chopping air run. And Bo Bridges and bodyguard number one is like, fuck, shoot him. They're missing and shit. And Marky Mark, he goes the only place that he knows he can go to and avoid the bullets, chat, into the Hudson itself. And he falls to the frozen Hudson water, chat, breaks the goddamn ice. He's like, ah! And also, this is the opening of the movie where it's just like, it's like a noir film, and I'm floating here, and my life is sad and shit. And now we're back at the beginning of the movie. And he's floating in the river, chat, and it's not great. But then he's like, oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm having an oh, God moment, chat, because he dies and is transported to heaven. Okay, follow me here. So he dies in the water. He goes to heaven where his wife and baby are there, and they say, hey, thanks for all you did so far, but it's not your time, okay? It's not your time right now. You got to take down Bo Bridges, okay? And you have to have hot, sweaty sex with Mila Kunis. This is the two things I want for you, okay? You listen, you've done a lot. You've been 3 years, you haven't fucking had a drink. Come on. Have some hot sweaty sex, all right? I won't even be mad. You deserve it, okay? Go back now. So he falls from heaven. He falls from heaven, chat. And he comes to, and he bursts out of the frozen Hudson, chat, and he drags himself out of the water. Now, it's negative 60 degrees right now in New Jersey, and he's freezing to death, chat. He's got hypothermia. And so what's the one thing that he can do to save himself, chat? Take drugs. All you need to do is take drugs. And so he opens his jacket pocket where Bo Bridges conveniently put all the Valkyr, and he just starts downing all these, chat. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the gargoyles are there. They're like, oh shit, this guy's a badass. And so now Marky Mark and his army of gargoyles are ready to tear shit up, chat. And he goes to the Aesir building, and fucking Ludacris also, I think Marky Mark tells Ludacris, I have a rage boner. And he's like, also Aesir is behind everything. And Ludacris goes, fucking shit, I should have known. And so he calls the FBI, so they're about to raid the Aesir headquarters. Nicole Horn, she's not at the office anymore. Bo Bridges, he's just fucking panicking. He's like, oh God, what do I do? What do I do? He's calling Nicole. Nicole, the FBI knows about it. Nicole's just like, I don't care. I'm putting this all on you. He's like, put it all on me. Don't worry. I'm going to bring you a helicopter, okay? You're going to get a helicopter, Bo Bridges. He's like, oh, thank God. That's great. That's great, Nicole. I'll see you then. She goes, yeah, sure, definitely. Click. Not going to be any helicopter chat. And so eventually, goddamn Max Payne gets there, and he just starts laying waste to all these people with his army of gargoyles, chat. He's just shooting everybody, and then we get the slow-mo of him, dual pistols, dual machine guns. It's just not very cool, chat. You think with, like, an army of gargoyles at his back, that'd be awesome, but it's not. And eventually, I mean, he starts tripping real bad, though, Chad, because the gargoyles turn on him, and they start fucking flinging him around the goddamn room, and it's not a great situation. And right before he's about to get gotcha, about to be blasted in the face with a shotgun, fucking that guy gets shot. Who's the one that did that, chat? Mila Kunis. She was like, hey, I heard that there was explosions nearby, and so I figured you would be here, so I'm here to save you. Max, we need to beat this. We need to beat Bo Bridges. We need to avenge our fallen family members. And he goes, okay. He's still fucking tripping balls. Eventually, he goes to the office. This is a funny scene. He goes to the office of Bo Bridges, goes, Bo Bridges! Bang, 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 bang. He just starts shooting randomly. And it's like, oh, you're not here. Shit. Because Bo Bridges, at this point, he's like, I gotta get to the rooftop. Bodyguard number 1, here's all the C4. Put all the C4 around the building. We're gonna take all this fucking out. Destroy all the evidence, which is the building itself. And so this poor schmuck just begins, all right, I'm the C4 boy now. And he starts putting all the C4 around here, chat. But oh no, the bodyguard I was watching, bodyguard number 1 is shot by Mila Kunis. And bodyguard number 1's like, Mila Kunis, even though we have not met each other and we seem to have some semblance of a relationship, please don't kill me. Please don't do it. My hands are raised. He's like, don't worry. As long as your hands are raised, I won't shoot you. Now back away. He goes, great. And he lowers his hands, chat, and tries to grab a gun, and then boom, shoots him. He's like, I told you not to fucking, lower your hands. And he's bloody, and his intestines are falling out of his tummy. And then she gets shot by some people, chat, but she backs into an elevator and she gets away. Meanwhile, we cut back to Marky Mark, and he is still tripping fucking balls, chat, seeing all the gargoyles. New York City is being attacked by gargoyles, chat. It's like, what is this movie? What is happening? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. And eventually, chat, the fucking bodyguard number 1, he's just like, my tummy. He's in a lot of pain. He's like, fuck it. And he just blows up. He just blows himself up, chat, all the C4 around the building. Ba-boom! And then, the LAPD, or not the LAPD, the NYPD that's there, or whatever it is, the equivalent of the New Jersey, the NJPD, the New Jersey Police Department, I assume. They all get there, chat. And fucking surround the building, get fucking helicopters up there. Ludacris is very upset by this, chat. He does not like. He was almost crushed by some debris, by a giant monolith of concrete. Chat, almost crushed poor Chris Ludacris, chat. We can't have that on stream. Wouldn't allow it. And so eventually, after the explosions, chat, that kicks Marky Mark out of his high, and all the gargoyles go away, chat. And he eventually, we see Bo Bridges. He's on the rooftop, and he's trying to call Nicole Horn. It's like, my helicopter, where's my helicopter? And Nicole Horn's is like, that's my helicopter. Click, she's not giving him nothing. And Bo Bridges is like, oh God, I've been bamboozled. And then who fucking is right behind him, chat? Marky Mark. He's come for vengeance. And they turns around, and Marky Mark doesn't have any dialogue in the scene. And Bo Bridges just starts saying some weird chit chats like it's snowing. And he's just like, despite it snowing right now, I'm sure it'll be a beautiful morning. That's what you're going to go out on, that line, after everything? And Marky Mark goes, that's dumb. And he shoots him. He shoots him, chat, and Bo Bridges falls down, and he's dead. Bo Bridges is dead. And then Marky Mark, he walks past Bo Bridges, chat, and he leans on the edge of the building, and it looks like, I'm not being lewd, chat, but he's like, it looks like he's literally jerking it on the side of this building to all of New York City. That's what he's doing. Just because he hasn't done it in so long, chat. He's got a lot stored up in there. Hasn't slept of anything. Hasn't jerked it in a couple of years. All right, after the death of his wife, he's like, I can do this. And then he's like, he stops. He eventually stops jerking a chat, and he is surrounded. He is surrounded by officers of the NYPD and the NJPD, chat. And then it's credits. So the last moment that we spend with Max Payne, chat, Marky Mark, is him jerking it to a sunrise overlooking New York City. That's what we see. That's how this movie ends. There is a stinger, chat. There is a stinger of Marky Mark and of Mila Kunis. They're in a bar drinking together, and they're opening up a newspaper, and they see that fucking Nicole Horn. She's on the loose, chat, and she's the true villain. Originally, she was supposed to be. And it's like, oh, sequel, but there wasn't a sequel, chat, because everyone hated this movie, and it didn't make enough of a profit to necessitate a sequel. But that, my friends, is Max Payne. You're welcome. This is a terrible film. I do not recommend it, chat. It is it's up there as one of the worst video game adaptations. I don't know. It's not like a fuck you film. It just exists. It's bad dialogue, bad action. I mean, it's a some old bullshit. It's a very different from a some old bullshit, chat. If it didn't have the video game like connections, it's like, oh, because this is such a great property and it could make a good movie. It actually could make a good movie or a TV series. Then it'd be like, I guess a rental. But with that in mind, chat, then it's like, yeah, this is some old bullshit, chat. Do not recommend it. There are better video game adaptations out there right now, whether it be in cinema, Detective Pikachu, chat, Sonic, or even on animation, Castlevania, chat. There's plenty of better stuff. More fish in the goddamn sea, as I always say. But chat, thank you